Hey friends, welcome back to Go On Overland. In this one, we're going to be doing a quick little simple rundown of all these different cords we have as RVers. Now guys, I have my Coachman here. We have a 30 amp, let's see which one is it. This guy is our 30 amp plug. We're talking amps, volts, watts, all kinds of stuff. Let's head over to the little box that you see when you back into your RV spot, and we'll get into the nitty gritty. All right friends, again, we're not gonna complicate things. Essentially, my RV has a 30 amp plug. Yours might have a 50 amp. Now, in terms of volts, this is a 110 or 125, and this is a 220 or the 250. We won't get into the nitty gritty of that, but those are some of the terms you might be hearing tossed around. Essentially, this is for units that probably have one AC unit on the roof. These can have up to two, and maybe have some more heavy duty stuff going on in there. Now guys, we're going to talk about first how to get power for my unit out of this power pole. So let's see what we're working with. Guys, I'm excited about this one because it has everything right here. So one of the most basic ways for me to get power, because it has a 30 amp plug, is just to plug it straight in. I like to actually keep all of the breakers off, plug it in, and then kick it on. You don't have to. That's just a rule of thumb I use. It keeps all the sparking down. We won't get into it, but you can always put there's an interface tool. I'll link to it. I don't even have one, but it's gonna make sure that your electrical is good, whatever you're using. So you can get one of those. They're about 70, 80 bucks. You plug it in, it has all these different color lights. It'll light up and tell you if you have bad electricity, then you don't wanna use that unit, because then it might fry some stuff in your RV. Actually guys, right as I was editing this video, my neighbor pulled in this awesome unit here, and they have what I was talking about. So this will go into the box first. This does all the magic to make sure you have good power plugged in there. And then her cord, of course, 50 amp is plugged in to this guy. But the easiest way is to plug it in right there. Now guys, if I'm at a spot that only has 50 and I want to plug into that, that's what this adapter is for. So it goes from 50 down to 30. So I would just plug that guy in and take this guy right here and plug it in there. That's a really good tool to keep on hand, because you never know when you're out on the road. Friends, we live in Colorado. We're down in Florida right now. We go all the way to Washington State. We travel the whole states. You want to make sure you're prepared, so that if you're counting on some power, you could have it. Because imagine showing up the 30 amp plug and only having a 50 amp on the wall. You'd be dead in the water. So this is a good plug to have. Now let's talk about a couple more. The next one that I think is really important, sometimes you just need power. Now we don't have the biggest power demands. If it's kind of mild temperature and you don't need to run the AC, and all you have, you're at your friend's house and all they have is your typical plug-in, then you can get one of these guys. It goes from your wall socket. Again, this is going to be 15 amps now, so you're not even getting 30 amps, you're getting 15. You plug this into yours, then you can go straight into a regular wall outlet. Now you have power. Guys, that'll do so much. You can be watching TV, you can charge stuff, you can get a lot done just on this amount of power. I think people sometimes on the road get picky, and this isn't the kind of place for that. When you're traveling, when you're overlanding like we do, and you're out and about, you get power any which configuration you can get it. Now another one that I have here, I just bought this. This is what excited me about the video. So I have a generator, and I've only been able to get 15 amps out of it, just like this. I use this adapter into my generator because the front of my generator has this wonky little plug-in. Now guys, this is a twist and lock one. So this is what you have on a generator. This guy here, you put it in, twist, and it locks. And that's a 30 amp to 30 amp. So out of my generator, again, plug that in, stick that in my generator. My generator is in the bed of my truck, completely buried, and I was too lazy to get it out for you guys. But if you can imagine, now you're running full power off your generator. The last adapter I have here, guys, just because there's so many, another one that you can do, let me unplug this so we don't think about it. This is a 30 amp to 15 amp. Why would we want to do that? However, there's certain situations where maybe you have some configuration, we're not talking about the RV, but you see that you have the 30 amp plug, but you want to run an extension cord or something. Now you can run an extension cord, it'll power it down to 15 and you can plug it there. Depending on your power needs, maybe you want to plug your camper into the 50 and then use some of these others because you want to charge stuff. We have these power stations. They're solar power stations, but we charge them at state parks. So it's always important to keep those topped off. Maybe if we just had a really, 4 hours or something and we wanted to charge everything, we wouldn't want it all coming through one. So we could use a few different configurations. Speaking of that, I'm gonna show you real quickly how I can power my entire camper with my Ecoflow Delta. So again, we're trying to get power from my RV. This is the 30 amp plug and we're gonna use the Ecoflow Delta. Now I'm not going in that today. I'm gonna drop a link to that video here. If you're interested at all, make sure and go check out that video. I can't speak highly enough about this unit. We use it all the time. So over here on the Ecoflow, guys, the first thing we're gonna do is power it on. Has this awesome display to tell us what it's doing, and we'll spin it around back. Now a savvy viewer at this point will know we're not gonna use this cord. We're not gonna use the generator cord. We're not using the 30 amp to 15 amp. We gotta take it down from 30 amp to 15 amp. Plug that in, turn the AC on, and there we are, guys. You can hear it. It has some kind of draw coming off of it already. 140 watts. Something must be plugged in to the camper. And that's how we connect that to my Ecoflow Delta. I sure hope you guys learn a little bit here. Let me know what kind of configuration you have on your rig. I'd love to know what year your unit is, what kind of power needs you have, and if you got anything from this video. Guys, if you want to see more of this, smash the like button. I love these little tutorials. There's all kinds of stuff on the rig. This is the kind of stuff that helps us get up and go on. Guys, we are overlanding with a purpose. So we get out, we travel for our business, and we're trying to spread the gospel. That's what gets us out of bed. And this is the kind of gear that makes all that possible. So till the next video, guys, God bless, get up and go on.